Previously on State of the Arts. Hi, welcome to State of the Arts. I am your host, Mick, and I appreciate you taking the time to tune into the show. Today we have for you Miranda Wickett, and we will be talking about her work and how she uses her talents to help others, and ultimately herself. She has recently had some of her work featured at some local galleries, and has even taken her work on tour across Ontario. I hope you enjoy our chat. Before we get to that, though, I would like to make a few acknowledgements and take a few moments to say a few thank yous. This show wouldn't exist without a lot of help from the people around me. I do want to thank them for all their help, guidance, and understanding, and allowing me to pursue this endeavor over the past few months. I love you all, and thank you. Finally, this show, as presented, is a brainchild of an old theater friend from back home, Susan Barber. The world lost Susan in 2016, but during her life, she was a mentor to many, a friend to all, and an incredibly talented entertainer. I met her in 1990 in my very first musical theater production of Hair. Yes, please laugh at the irony. This show is a continuation of her brilliant outlook on theater and arts as a whole, and I hope to be able to live up to her previous work. We miss you, Sue. Okay, that's about it with me, so on with the show. Hi, welcome to State of the Arts. It's me, Mick. I'm your host. Nobody else wants to do this show. I'm doing the show, and that's just how it's going to work. I'm here today with Miranda. Hi, Miranda.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing so well because we're doing this, and it's always a good time to have you on the show. Welcome back. I've had you on the show before, at least a version of the show, the all-audio version.
Yeah, which is a really good version of the show.
I like that show. I like that version. We had a very, very good time. We have to do that more often, but here we are. I'm deciding to make this video. So here we are.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, for sure. Welcome to the show, Rogers people. Miranda, tell us about who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, I go artistically by Mimi, and I'm an artist, and I also teach dance. I've always taught people how to move in their bodies, feel comfortable in their bodies, and just try to feel, I don't know. I don't know what I do.
No, that is one of the topics of conversation so far that has come up the most, is being able to put yourself into a title or a bon mot. This is what I do.
I am all the things. I do all the things.
You are artist. Artist,
I think, is a really good way of describing, because it's always been something that has come through my life. And I've had a lot of different jobs, and I think that we tend to focus on what we do and make that a part of our identity. And it's not true. Right? So usually when I meet someone new, I always try to say, what did you do today? Or how do you feel your days? What makes you excited about life? Because I have had so many weird jobs that definitely do not, that definitely don't, I don't identify with them. It's just sort of, this is an opportunity that I've had. Cool, I'll do that. Yeah. And all of those opportunities have led me to this part of my artistry, and combining movement and bodies and healing and all of the things that I get to do on a regular basis.
Because earlier on in your life, we did theater together. Long time ago.
Yeah.
But you were a dance/movement person originally.
Yeah. So I was teaching at a dance studio out of university, but before in university, I was working for the government. I was a tool girl at a hardware store. I was an exchange student, so had a lot of language acquisition and really interested in connecting people socially, and that's kind of what brought me to politics. Real interest in policy, and actually how policy is made and then how it is put together, which sounds like kind of off, but the arts education impact was really important to me. So how do I get more arts into the space? Well, I get to study how funding works, right? So studying that background, and education has always been an important part of my life. So I've always been an educator. I started helping out in the dance class when I was, 11 or 12. And there's always been that maternal connection of helping others. So all of these little bits have come together and let me do what I am supposed to do.
That perfect storm of time and everything and experience that has brought you to this.
Oh, yeah.
So what was the first thing that we have talked about it? But tell me again, why this bit? Like this is very specific. Like you are not just saying bodies. You are not just saying, and maybe you'll get there, and I don't want to overspeak it, but why people who identify as women or female, why this?
Why this?
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with me. I think that we make art for ourselves, and if we make art for other people, it becomes less good.
Yes.
I think that it's really important, and so this came to me through my healing and trying to figure out how to make something. I think dance is so ephemeral that you can't put it together in theater at the same time. It's something you experience and then it's done. Right? You can try to capture it on camera, and it's never going to always be the same feeling that's captured, because the audience impacts all of these things, and you know how people are feeling. If somebody missed a line, all of those things are happening in that moment. So I wanted something tangible, and I've always been looking for something tangible, and so this allows me to, you know, connect with people in a vulnerable fashion. Which I loved about teaching, and I loved about academic counseling and helping people through transitions of life, right from high school to university out into the work world, and finding their passion. Where was my passion? And so I had to leave my roles in academia and in teaching to find these bits. And so a lot of it is just about helping me heal, because every time a trans person comes to me and says, I really want to focus on my healing and my growth, but I also want to honor what my body was or is in its portion. You know, can you help me with that? Absolutely. Like, what a special opportunity to do that. People are trusting me with really, really important pieces. Same with breast cancer survivors, or survivors of domestic violence, or you know, assault. That kind of stuff I get to do. Like, I get to make a difference in someone's life where they might hate their body a little less, because we've been so conditioned to vilify our bodies. And I can't start with everyone. For my own safety, a lot of the time I have to stick with women, non-binary folks, people who generally make me feel a little bit more comfortable, because you know, would you be in the man or the bear in the woods? That question is really important to me, and it's not that I do not want men to have this experience. I absolutely do, but I can't boil the ocean. I really want to make sure that I can start with this, and if we can help women feel safe, get better funding for their healthcare, get better research, if we can, you know, help women feel, and I use women inclusively as much as I possibly can, and not females. I have, you know, talked to, I've learned a lot from the trans community, and they've been very generous in helping me kind of connect that. But the idea is that if we can help women change, then, and take up space, then the Adonis complex for men will also change, right? These expectations of men that I know are present. You know,
you bring one side up, everybody comes up a little bit. Right? So exactly, equality and fairness, really, at the end of the day. So so just a couple of things to go over. I was in your studio the other day, and we were working on some stuff, which was really fun to see that process, because again, for me, the fascination lies in how you get up in the morning and do what you do. I am an artist, but I don't have a thing. I try. I do a lot of different things, but none of them particularly very well. But I try, and that's but
trying is the thing.
That is,
that's 100%. What makes you an artist, right? So you can produce a lot of bad art, or you can produce great art, but it doesn't really matter. You're making it.
You have to do something.
It's the doing that makes you the artist.
So I watched you work on the pieces. There was 2 pieces that we worked on, and we'll throw some footage up and stuff. One of them fresh out of the mold, and one of them you were, I don't want to say decorating, because that's not quite
I guess it is the correct term.
Right.
But decorating gives like a craftiness to it, right? And we undermine craft, even though there are some crafters out there with so much skill. It is an art. But that's a whole other conversation.
That is a whole other conversation, yes.
In other directions, as per usual.
One of the things that I noticed, though, was the obvious care and concern as you were handling it. Now, as an artist. I understand that you don't want to damage the piece,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something different about the way you were handling them. They were very, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe not religious, but they were definitely
There's a sacredness.
important. Sacred,
Yeah.
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
You then went ahead and you started to bronze the one. Can you tell me about the black?
Yeah, so that one is a cancer survivor, and I think knowing people's stories, I think makes me subconsciously treat some of the casts with a little bit more care. Also, especially when I was beginning, I was so careful with everything. But I'm like, you know what? They're pretty indestructible unless you're like really
want to
give it a go because of the material. But there is a sacredness in each person's story, especially those who have been, had so much bodily trauma, that there is a gentleness that I think I treat them with. But at the same time, our bodies are so resilient, so I don't need to. Yeah. But there's something about hearing someone's story, and that one was particularly moving for me. And how much she was sharing, that there is a reverence for the pieces, because it's not what they are. They're just a piece of art. They're just a piece of resin, but it's what they represent, and the hope that I can gently sort of represent them in this piece, because it's not about me. It's about their story, and I am just the person who gets to share their story for them through this medium.
The means to share. Yeah.
It's really special. So I take that really seriously.
So just recently I visited you over at TAP, downtown London, Ontario, for the Pride Gallery. It was the 33rd annual art gallery. You had your piece up with a bunch of other things. It was well attended.
Yeah, it really was.
What was that experience like?
It was so cool, because it was my first I haven't been doing this for very long. So this was my first group exhibition. It was my first really public exhibition that a gallery wanted to actually put up, which was really cool, that I didn't do on my own. So it was a really big first for me, and it was super well attended. I had beautiful feedback. It was really nice to just to have friends and family come and enjoy the fact that I did it. I'm a real artist. That felt really, really wonderful, and to meet other artists, and I loved how it was a myriad of different people, right? So I had 3 pieces, and they were mixed amongst hobbyists and emerging artists and professional artists, and it was really beautiful to see the depth and breadth of all of the pieces, and also to kind of be a part of the queer community as well, which I think is where most of my work is accepted, because I don't find that people in the queer community are worried, or they're not scared of talking about the body.
Fair.
My stuff was not the most, clutch your pearls. No. Which was really nice, because usually, you show a nipple and people are very upset.
They shut down. That being said, I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like that one piece that was at the front of the store, the front of the art gallery, got you a little bit more traction than the chest piece at the back.
Yes, yeah. The actual cast was at the back, and it was wonderful, but it was all the way in the back. You had to really go up and around. Yeah. But it was a beautiful, opportunity. I'm not the curator, so I don't know why things were chosen in certain spots, but I'm just happy it was there.
Well, the spot at the back was wonderful. It was well lit. It was pedestal. It was kind of on its own. And if I'm being fair, you could actually get to it and see it, and not have everybody kind of in the way.
It was a special, sort of intimate space. Yeah. Which I think was really beautiful, and it was surrounded by a lot of professional artists. So that was that space, and I felt really privileged to be accepted into that space. So that was really, really nice.
Yeah, I spent a little. I got a lot of business cards and a lot of traction from that show itself, actually. So I'm hoping to just kind of keep this rolling with that sort of thing. So what's next?
What's next? I have got a show coming up actually next week. Her name is Terry Hofford. She is a writer, and she is actually coming through doing readings of her book all through Canada, and so I'm going to have a few pieces there. And then I have got a larger solo show at Fringe North August 21st to 25th, where I'll have a little reception on the 22nd.
And that is up in
the that is up in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Very nice, very nice. Great art gallery there. Mm-hmm. That's where I had my first show.
Well, look at that.
All right, yeah, it's been a couple of years now, and I can't use that on my resume anymore, so I got to go back and get that. I don't know if this is resume worthy, but we'll get there. Look, Miranda, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show because you're just always full of energy and willing to talk. That's part of it right there. Just the fact that you can put a couple of words together better than I can.
Sometimes. Otherwise, there's an interpretive dance that happens, right?
As best as you can. Please show us in 25 steps or less. Look, thank you for coming on the show. I do have a little piece that we'll jump to after this. It's you at the art gallery, where we'll talk directly about it. And we'll sign off the show from there. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to real quick?
My daughter. Hi, little one. I'm not going to say your name because this is going to go everywhere.
Yes,
but I love you.
Yes. She does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to jump to that art gallery show right now, show you what happened there, and show you all the people and all their art there, and we'll catch you later. All right? Hi everyone, it's Mick. I'm here in downtown London, Ontario. Here I am at TAP, Centre for Creativity. We're going to go in and we're going to go see the 33rd Annual Pride Art Show. Local London artists, exactly what I want to go see. Our good friend Mimi's in there. We're going to go take a look at her work. I love having conversations with you because you're constantly making me smile. Hi, I told you we'd come in and we'd talk to Mimi here. Mimi, how are you?
I'm good.
It's a hot minute since we've talked to the podcast. Was pretty fun.
We need to do more of this because I really just love talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I like talking to you too. Well, look, here we are. This is the 33rd Annual Pride Art Show. I didn't realize it had been going on for so long. That's awesome, right? So 33 years.
Right.
What piece did you bring to the art?
So this is Love is Love is Love, which is a phrase that can just be used as like a throwaway phrase for acceptance and connection to the queer community, which I kind of am bothered by. So I wanted to reclaim that in the title of this because I think it is love is love is love, and everybody loves groups. So I mean, why not?
Right. What was the biggest question you got this evening from this piece?
I didn't get a lot of questions. I just got a lot of wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Appreciation, like just straight up appreciation.
Yeah. Just like, a lot of love, but not everybody had a lot of questions. Maybe the material, and what I made it out of, because it looks like metal. Mm-hmm. So some questions about media and materials I've used, but generally it's just been like, oh, this is so interesting and so different.
Right.
So
an artist curious about the medium itself. Yeah. Interesting. So why are you here? Why is this Pride work?
I think Pride is really important, especially as a new coming artist, because it creates this community, right? I know that I'm going to be accepted in the queer community, and so I really wanted to do something that spoke to the queer community as well, because this is what my art has been really connecting with certain people, right? I've been trying to find this space. Who do I work with? Who do I work for? Who is resonating with my work? And it's been the queer community, and it makes me feel really accepted and loved. And so I thought I would try to become a little bit closer with my prideful Londoners, and really
ingratiate myself into the space, and I thought this would be a really wonderful place to do that.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time and the moment that you took. Today's exhibition was fantastic. A lot of different work here. Some stuff that really surprised me, and some stuff that really kind of spoke to me as well. I was very impressed with what showed up and what people.
Yeah, a lot of diversity and a lot of beautiful talent. There are some pieces that I would love to take home and put in my space.
Sure. I saw a lot of red dots. People were buying some stuff.
That's great.
This was the art show here at Pride. Thank you again, Mimi. Look, we'll do this again. You're going to be a regular fixture. I have no doubt.
Yes, I can't wait.
Thank you again. We'll talk to you later.